With the anti-piracy law, Nigeria has shown the world that she is very serious when it comes to dealing with criminalities on our waterways. And so recently, there was the arraignment of those alleged pirates arrested by the Nigerian Navy. Welcome. This is Nimasa This Week. My name is Cordelia Obe, and I'd ask you to please join me as I take you through the maritime sector on the program. Also today, we'll be sharing with you some high points from the inaugural meeting of the governing board of Nimasa. What was it like? You would find out. There are some provisions for the removal of wrecks from our waterways. Do you know anything about that? We'll be sharing that with you today on the program. Again, I say welcome, and please stay with us. This is Nimasa This Week.
The African Union, AU, during its 22nd summit, set a period from 2015 to 2025 as the decade of African seas and oceans, and the date 25th of July as the African Day of Seas and Oceans. The celebration of Africa Day of Seas and Oceans is one of the recommendations of the 2050 Africa's Integrated Maritime Strategy, AIMS. The 2050 AIMS strategy provides a broad framework for the protection and sustainable exploitation of seas and oceans of Africa. Protecting the ocean is everyone's business, and so the responsibility of every African. In Nigeria, the message from Nimasa is for all hands to be on deck to ensure maritime safety, maritime security, and shipping development in the Nigerian maritime sector.
The governing board of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, held its inaugural meeting recently in Abuja. The chairman of the board, Right Honorable Asita O. Asita, said that they were quite ready to give all the necessary support to the management of Nimasa, led by its able DG, Dr. Bashir Yusuf Jamal. He also went on to say that with the excellent crop of people on the governing board, he was very sure of the direction of the positive policies that will be coming out to help Nimasa achieve all her goals.
This was the inaugural meeting of members of the Nimasa Governing Board. The Director General of the agency, Dr. Bashir Jamal, led members of his executive management team to the meeting, which was chaired by the Governing Board Chairman, Honorable Asita Okori Asita. All board members were present. It was straight to business as deliberations and policy direction for the agency took center stage. At the end of the meeting, the chairman noted that Nimasa is in safe hands.
This agency for which we are constituted as governing board is a creation of law. It is not a human being. We will therefore, in prosecuting our mandate, endeavor to be guided by the law. The mere fact that certain things may have been done in non-conforming ways in the past would, in my opinion, not confer legitimacy on such conduct. I encourage you all to take time to acquaint yourselves with the provisions of the law and the powers and the responsibilities imposed on us by law. In the course of our work as a board, it is my desire that we strive to achieve complete safety in our waterways as quickly as possible, as that will ensure improved revenue yield to the agency and the government, minimize operational risks for our very valuable personnel and trading partners at sea, improve our rating globally as a safe trading and travel destination, and justify the founding vision of the agency.
Introducing the new face of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa. We are charting the direction for a maritime and regulating the industry for a better, bigger, and more economically stable Nigeria. Evolved to serve you better. We are Nimasa. New face, rejuvenated service. Nimasa, changing the tides in your favor.
Trial of pirates under the anti-piracy law of Nigeria has commenced. If you remember, 10 pirates or alleged pirates were arrested by the Nigerian Navy recently. They were allegedly hijacking a fishing vessel that belongs to Hainan Fishing Company, the vessel called FV Hailufeng 2.
On the 15th of May 2020, a Chinese vessel named MV Hailufeng 2 was attacked by pirates off the coast of Cote d'Ivoire. The pirates took control of the vessel and directed the vessel towards the Nigerian waters. The Nigerian Navy was alerted of the pirate attack, and immediately the Nigerian Navy ship Nguru was dispatched to intercept the vessel. On interception of the vessel at about 140 nautical miles south of Lagos Ferry Buoy, the pirates refused to comply with the orders of the Nigerian Navy ship. Hence, the Nigerian Navy ship had to conduct an opposed boarding of the vessel. All the ship crew were safely rescued, while 10 pirates were arrested.
That was the commander, NNS Beechcroft, Commodore Ibrahim Shatima, announcing the arrest of alleged pirates operating on Nigerian waters. They were then handed over for prosecution. Being the focal agency for the implementation of the anti-piracy law in Nigeria, the management of Nimasa, as an interested party, followed up with a process to ensure that offenders are brought to book. After a series of meetings with the Chief of Naval Staff, the Inspector General of Police, and the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, the Director General of Nimasa announced that the pirates arrested by the Nigerian Navy will be prosecuted by the Federal Government of Nigeria under the SPOMO Act.
We, the Nimasa, will pursue this case to the logical conclusions with the use of the Anti-Piracy Act that we have now, and then we will now set a good example.
And true to his words, the alleged pirates, 10 in number, have been arraigned for hijacking a fishing vessel named FV Hailufeng II, belonging to Hainan Fishing Company. The defendants are Frank Abaka, Jude Baraga, Shino Alolo, Joshua Iwiki, David Akinshe, Ahmed Toyin Shobajo, Sahid Adekole, Philip Matthew Massey, and Bright Agbedei. They were arraigned on 3 counts before Justice Ayokunle Faji at the Federal High Court in Lagos. The prosecuting counsel for the federal government, Laraban Magaji, said the defendants committed the offense in May this year on international waters at Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire, thereby violating Section 3 of Suppression of Piracy and Other Maritime Offences Act of 2019, and were liable for punishment under Section 2 of the same act. The lead counsel told Nimasa this week that the case is enjoying accelerated hearing because the federal government is very much interested in finding a lasting solution to criminalities on Nigerian waters.
Today, we have commenced the trial, and so far 2 witnesses were called, and we believe their evidence were highly credible, and none of the defense counsel could discredit the evidence. So it's a good way to go.
Today, we were able to take some of the prosecution witnesses, and we definitely hope for a speedy deliverance of judgment as regards the matter. I would also like to use this opportunity to congratulate Nimasa for facilitating the passage of the Suppression of Piracy and Other Maritime Offences Act, which would also help to create the legal and institutional framework that the country needs.
Introducing the new face of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa. We are charting the direction for a maritime and regulating the industry for a better, bigger, and more economically stable Nigeria. Evolved to serve you better. We are Nimasa. New face, rejuvenated service. Nimasa, changing the tides in your favor.
The Nigerian Ship Registry, domiciled with the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, has the following ship registers: a register for merchant vessels, a register for fishing vessels, a register for ships under construction, a register for vessels under 15 gross tons, and a register for floating, production storage, offloading, FPSO, and the floating storage offloading FSO platforms. Other registers maintained by Nimasa include a register for vessels under bareboat charter or other arrangements of not less than 12 months, and a register for all vessels undertaking cabotage operations in Nigeria.
The Vice Chancellor of the Nigerian Maritime University in Okerenkoko, Delta State, paid a working visit to Nimasa. The team was received by the DG, Dr. Bashir Jamo, who assured the team that Nimasa is committed to capacity development in the Nigerian maritime sector. On his part, the Vice Chancellor of the NMU, Professor Emmanuel Munakurogha Ajijo, expressed optimism that the university would help boost capacity development in the sector.
This institution was set up more or less by Nimasa. It's a dream of Nimasa to see that there is a maritime university, because all over the world, in many countries, you have such university, and it's a premier one. We've never had one like that. A specialized university that is in the maritime area. So you have the one that has an institution where they have middleman power, but for higher calibers of maritime engineers and services, we don't have one like that. And that is why Nimasa, nursed this baby, and they've been supporting it for all this time that it has been in existence.
The process to follow up on audits under the International Maritime Organization (IMO) member state audit scheme is continuing despite the unavoidable disruption of the audit schedule due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This process is crucial as it promotes the consistent and effective implementation of the applicable IMO instruments and assists member states to improve their capabilities as flag, coastal, and port states. To support this work, a virtual meeting of auditors under the IMO member state audit scheme, which took place this month, provided a forum to inform the 55 auditors who attended the meeting about the latest developments in relation to the scheme and to provide details about the audit follow-up process. Following audits, a corrective action plan is developed by the audited states. The follow-up process involves, as a starting point, accessing information and evidence provided by the audited states through a specific report containing comments related to the progress of implementation of their corrective action plans. This current audit follow-up process relates to the 19 audits conducted in 2016 and 22 in 2017. To date, 76 member state audits have been conducted under the scheme up to March 2020. Further edits originally scheduled for 2020 are being rescheduled and moved to 2021.
Do you know who a seafarer is? Seafarers are the people who make the world go round. Seafarers are people who have been employed to work on ships. They ensure smooth sailing of the ship while making sure that goods and services get to us from every part of the world. And despite the COVID-19 pandemic, this set of people are still working for the benefit of everyone. Wow! Let us celebrate these special people, as they are the people who truly make the world go round. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa.
Some of our areas of concern had been the security in the Gulf of Guinea and our enhanced collaboration around the fact that all our secure anchorage areas will be accommodated within the Deep Blue project is one of the, I think, first areas of success that we've achieved in terms of our improved collaboration. Those areas are important, and it's just, as I said, beyond port operations, but the whole maritime ecosystem is being looked at from a bird's eye view by the chief executives that will continue to meet every month and determine what is in the best interest of Nigeria as we seek to develop that sector.
The management of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, has directed all duly registered stevedoring companies with operational areas allotted by the Nigerian Ports Authority (NPA), which are yet to start operation, to mobilize to their work locations. The directive, contained in a marine notice issued by Nimasa, said the affected companies should report any encumbrances to the agency. This is in line with the stevedoring regulation of 2014, gazetted by the Federal Government of Nigeria, developed pursuant to the Nimasa Act of 2007. The agency equally notified all operators of ports, jetties, onshore or offshore oil and gas or bonded terminals, inland container depots (ICDS), offshore dock terminals, dry ports and platforms, and other work locations to grant duly appointed stevedoring companies access to their premises for commencement of operations. It said only corporate bodies duly registered in Nigeria would be allowed to employ dock labor or engage in stevedoring work on board or from ships. Such corporate entities must have satisfied the requirements of registration specified in the stevedoring regulation of 2014 and obtained a stevedoring license from Nimasa. Director General of Nimasa, Dr. Bashir Jamo, said every dock labor employer or stevedoring company shall provide proper and safe working conditions for the convenience and proper working of its employees and ensure that all stevedoring plants and equipment supplied and being used in their operations are safe and in good condition. Dr. Jama also warned that the consequences for non-compliance with the guidelines set out in the stevedoring regulation of 2014 shall be enforced, in addition to other penalties such as detention of vessels, sealing of operational area or work location, and prosecution.
You can rest assured that that notice is very important, and Nimasa is not joking with that at all. The DG Nimasa even followed this with a tweet. Shipping development, capacity building leg of Nimasa performance tripod, is the very heart of our economic prosperity. This marine notice affirms every link in our maritime value chain is crucial, more so during COVID-19. Stevedoring represents both the first and final labs of shipping.
Within the last 2 months, we recorded number of deaths. It started from Bauchi to Lagos to Niger. This continued to happen over the period of time.
I'm very happy that we're having this, and I think several things. The very first thing for me is, how do we prevent all these things happening? I think you've listed some of them. I think one of the very first places to start with is the personnel who drive these boats. We have the database of the small crafts, which I believe that we'll be ready to share with Nimasa, and how extensive, because we have over 26 jetties in Lagos State.
Introducing the new face of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa. We are charting the direction for a maritime and regulating the industry for a better, bigger, and more economically stable Nigeria. Evolved to serve you better. We are Nimasa. New face, rejuvenated service. Nimasa, changing the tides in your favor.
Now before we go, let me quickly let you know that there is good news, and it's about the Warri Port. Very soon, offloading goods from the Warri Port will be less stressful. Why? Because the Itakpe Warri Standard Gauge Rail is almost ready for operations. Right Honorable Rotimi Amechi took a ride from Itakpe in Kogi State all through to Station 7 at Agbo in Delta State.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We just arrived Station 4, Uromi Station. Station 4.
The Managing Director of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, Engineer Fidet Ohiria, was also on that working tour from Itakpe to Agbo. From all of us at Team Nimasa, we say kudos to our supervising ministry for giving us hope that intermodalism transport system will soon become a reality in Nigeria. Well, that's our show for today. We'll be back next week. Till then, remember, you could follow the DG Nimasa on social media. He's at Bashir Jamal. You get to get first-hand information by following him. And also, the Nimasa website is ever ready for you to visit. You could also follow Nimasa on all her social media platforms: YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. They are all at Nimasa Official. At Nimasa Official. I'm Cordelia Obe, and you know what I'll be saying by now is simply take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.